this project you are going to want black yarn, white yarn, red yarn and a small amount of gold or yellow. You want a needle, some scissors and a hook. To begin, you want to create a slip knot. And chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. What you're going to do once you've got your chain of 7 is skip the first chain and do a double crochet into the back loop of the second chain from the hook. So yarning over, putting your hook through, yarning over again, pulling through 2 loops and pulling through the last 2 loops, and repeating that into the next 5 stitches until you have 6 double crochets in total. And there are 6 double crochets. Now what you want to do is chain 1, turn your work and repeat along again with 1 double crochet into every stitch. What you want to do is do another row after this row so that you have 3 rows in total of red with 6 double crochets along each row. So there we are, there are our 3 rows of our double crochet. All you want to do now is pull up a loop and cut your yarn. You're going to want to take your white yarn next and create a slip knot. This is the way I like to attach my yarn. You don't have to attach it this way if you have another way that you favour. So I'm just going to chain 1 and again do 1 double crochet into every stitch along until you have 6 double crochets along that row in your white. Into our last stitch, and once you've done that you're just going to want to pull up some yarn, cut yourself free, and that is the 4th row complete. And now you're going to want to take your black, and we're starting the boot part now. So I'm going to attach this yarn the same way I attached my white. And we're going to do 2 more rows now, the same way that we did the previous colours. So you want 2 rows of 6 double crochet along each with your black. So I'm just going to speed this up because it is quite repetitive otherwise. And there we are at the end of our 2 rows of black. This is where we start to create the boot shape now, so you just want to chain 1 and turn. And what you're going to do is into the first 5 stitches, go in with 1 double crochet. So 2, 3, 4, and into that last 5. And then into the 6th stitch, what you want to do is place 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2. And there we are, we're starting to create that shape now. You just want to chain 1 and turn. Into that first stitch, you're again going to place 2 double crochet. So 1 and 2 into that same stitch, and then into all of the other stitches along, you're just going to do 1 double crochet again. Once you get to the end of that row, you're going to chain 1 again and turn. You're going to go into the first 7 stitches here with a double crochet in each stitch along. And into that last stitch, you're going to do 3 double crochet. So in with our second and our third. There we go. And for our last row, you want to chain 1 and turn your work. Into that first stitch, you're going to place 3 double crochet again. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next stitch we are going to do 3 treble crochet. So yarn over twice, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through the next 2, and pull through the next 2. And you want 3 of those, so going in for our second treble crochet, and going in for our third treble crochet. Into the next stitch you're going to do 1 treble crochet, into the next stitch you're going to do 1 double crochet, and into the next stitch 1/2 double crochet. So we're putting through all 3. Into the next 2 stitches you want to do 1 single crochet. There's our first, and then into the next stitch we're going in for our second. And for the last 3 stitches you want to do a double crochet in each. And this is creating the heel of the boot. So then our second, and in for the third. And that is different from the witch's boot as we're not creating such a point for the heel. And we're just going to pull up some yarn and cut it And there is our little Santa boot. Now you just want to go ahead and stitch in all of your loose ends, and I'll meet you back for the next step. So there we are, I've sewn in those ends and we're going to create the little buckle now. You just want to attach your gold or yellow to your needle, and I'm just going to chain stitch on the buckle the same way that I did on the witch's boot tutorial. So I like to do this so that you don't have such a harsh beginning. And really you can sew on your buckle or attach your buckle any way you like. This is just the way that I find easiest to do. So I only go in 2 deep with the chains, and then the same down and the same across. When you get to the end, flip a loop and I just go right over the edge. Just turn it over and I take my end through to the top corner, weave it through the back loops only, you don't want this to be seen on the front, and you don't want to pull too tightly. I then attach my needle to the top tail and weave that one across to meet the other tail, and then I tie those 2 ends together. And then just cut off the loose ends. And there is your boot. This is now ready to be blocked, so I'm going to go ahead and block mine. This is the elf boot. It is the same pattern that I used for the witch's boot. The only difference is the heel, which I did the same as I did Santa's boot, which is 3 double crochets in place of the 3 trebles I used on the witch's boot.